Okay, so I'll assume you've done this, and if not, go back to the last slide. You can either do it on your printed notes, or I've turned the certain slides into draw it slides on Nearpod. I think the effectiveness of that draw it function depends on your input device, but I'll leave that up to you to decide. But once you've graphed and labeled these with the letter corresponding to the set of ordered pairs, remember a set of ordered pairs is a relation, and some of those relations will be functions, some of them will not be functions. In this case, all of these will be functions. When you graph E, these are your 2 points, line E. G, those 2 points give you that line. O, line O right there. Line S, S has a point on the y-axis. The line O on the other the other coordinate plane would be going this way. By the way, I was looking at the next test, and there's something that we would have discussed prior to taking the test, which isn't for quite some time, but I just want to mention this particular line, the one that we just graphed, line O, passes through which quadrants? It passes through the first, the third, and the fourth quadrants. It doesn't pass through quadrant 2. So if I was asking you which quadrants does this line pass through, it passes through 1, 3, and 4. So those of you that are using the notes well and just heard that will benefit you. Line V passes through, looks like, line N, sorry. Line N passes through, looks like only quadrants 2 and 3, but if I kept extending it, can you see that it would eventually pass into quadrant 4? Never quadrant 1 though. Line V right here has a point on the x-axis. Looks like that, and line L, once you graph it, should look like that. So, you could always come back to this video and pause it at the end, or fast forward to the end and compare it to yours if you wanted to spend more time on this. But the reason for this do now is we're exploring slope. I think you can see that all these 8 lines have very different slopes, and we're going to look at different ways of calculating slope. But because we have these lines as a reference, we'll be able to go back and look at the do now and sort of look at what it looks like graphically.